Hey April, Patrick here with Drive Interactive Group. Thanks for reaching out on my Facebook post about a website audit. As you can see here, I have the World Tattooers website on the screen. So let's go ahead and dive in. So first, I want to start off with just what I think is good about the website. And so first things first, right here, the logo that you guys have stands out. It's awesome. Talks about, I mean, World Tattooers. I think based on what I can see from the website, I think that, not only do you have, tattoo artists within in-house, but you're also inviting tattoo artists from all over the place to come and, spend some time at your shop and be able to, be there for people to set appointments, which I think is really, really cool. So, going down, you have, an image here of your tattoo studio, which it's fairly modern compared to a lot of the tattoo studios that I've been to. I only have a couple, but definitely a modern feel to it, which I think is really, really cool. But then, you talk about what you have. You have an art auction going on here, which is great. You talk about the guest artists that you have coming into town, which is really, really good. Quite honestly, I'm not 100% sure what these are. I assume they're probably purveyors for tattoo artists. They provide ink or the tattoo guns, whatever equipment. But having that there, I don't know how important that is, but it could be. And then, down here you have your information, you have your location, all that good stuff, your artists and all that. Credits, I don't know, since you have your website built with Tattoo Cloud, I don't know if you need to have this on here. If you do, then leave it. But if you don't, please get rid of it. You don't want to give anybody any attributes for your website. Some of the things I noticed, here's one thing I did notice is on your artists here, you have these names here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and David is not down here. You don't have him here. So I would suggest adding David down here to the artists. Second thing I would do is one thing you're really, really lacking, which Google really, really puts as an important feature for ranking, is content. There's a lot of images, and you got a little bit of text on here, but mostly it's all images, and therefore Google can't read or it can't see what the image is all about. What Google does is it reads. So being able to have some content about maybe what the whole process is, and what makes you different from the other tattoo studios in the area, I think that would definitely be beneficial. Lastly, the other thing I noticed is that you don't have like a clickable phone number. So if somebody went to your website, they couldn't click on your phone number to call you real quick, couldn't click on your address to get directions or anything like that. So, I would definitely suggest adding that to your website somewhere. Even I would probably put it as high up as you possibly can, because you want it to be clickable as soon as they get to your website. So somewhere in this area would be great. So next, I ran a kind of an SEO scan of your website, and what this tells me is, title tag and meta description. What this does is this tells me that what it is your website is telling the search engines. So, for instance, when it comes to your whole website, right now you're using 27 characters. You're allowed between 10 and 70 is optimal. We try to get close to 70 just because we want to be able to have all the keywords in there. But right now, what you're telling Google is that you're telling Google that your website is homepage World Tattooers. So, you have your company name in here, but it says homepage. So, we would want to change that. So maybe change it to something like World Tattooers. Let's see, you guys are located in Spring. So, maybe call it Tattoo Studio in Spring, Texas dash World Tattooers. Something like that. That would definitely help increase your rankings, just because you're telling Google that you're a tattoo studio in Spring instead of you're a homepage World Tattooers. So secondly, meta description, you really don't have anything there. This is an area where you can talk about all the services that you guys provide, whether I don't know if you do piercings as well as tattoos or whatever, but if there's different types of tattoos that you do, quite honestly, I don't know a whole lot about the niche, but just here's an area just where you can put in some additional information about your business. So actually, let me run this real quick while we're here. This is going to tell me how much content. Yeah, see, you don't have anything there. There's your title page. You have 205 words of content. Your number one keyword is Facebook, and tied with tattooers and world and artists. I mean, this could be really like a good opportunity for you to talk about the different types of tattooing, maybe the different types of artists, the acts, those types of things. But this is what Google ranks on, is content. Most of my clients that are on page one, they have anywhere between 1,500 and 2,000 words of content on their homepage, which I don't necessarily suggest would be a good idea for you, because I did do a little search for a tattoo artist in Spring. You're not in the map pack here, but I did notice. Let's turn this off so we're good. I did notice that you are here down on, you are on page one, probably number 4, but as you can see, it says World Tattooers homepage, and then the meta description that's taking is World Tattooers Tattoo Studio. It's giving the address. So quite honestly, I want to say that it's, let's look at that again. Where it's taking this information, it looks like is from down here. Or right here where you have World Tattooers Tattoo Studio and your address right there. So, what I would suggest maybe too is in your content, and instead of World Tattooers Tattoo Studio, maybe call it like World Tattooers, and be like a tattoo studio in Spring, Texas. Not necessarily have to put your address right there, and then make that and the next thing is we'll make that an H1 tag. Okay, so where the title tag and the meta description talks about the whole website and tells the search engines what your whole website's about, the H1 tags and the H2 tags, that basically tells you what the pages are about. So every single page should have one H1 and then H2s that supplement the H1. So as you can see, you don't have an H1 here. Your H2 tag is guest artist for April of 2020. So we can go down here. So that's your H2 tag right there. So if you were to create that, tattoo studio Spring, Texas, and put it in there and make it an H1 tag, then that would show up right there. So then next time somebody did a search for tattoo artist or tattoo studio Spring, Texas, you would definitely rank higher. So, other than that, I mean, I really think that, like I said, I'd really try to get rid of the tattoo cloud if you could. Make everything clickable. Ultimately, when it comes to search and websites, last year was the first year that there were more internet searches on a mobile phone than desktop. So you always want to make sure that your website's optimized for mobile. So in any event, I hope you found this informative. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. But thanks again for the opportunity to show you kind of some insight about your website. So have a good day.